Manifestation is a real thing, dude. Like I think about how many
Is it?
things.
Because I believed it too.
Is it?
No. Listen, I believed it too. I really did. I believed it too.
Oh, you believed it.
I believed it.
Okay.
But then it's like so things will happen in your life that you didn't manifest.
Wait.
Right? Right. So the last,
That's
couple
life,
of months, things are happening that I didn't manifest. I remember I didn't visual it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a part of my thing.
In
right?
a positive way?
In a negative way.
I wrote something about manifesting, but keep going.
Okay. So whenever like something really bad happens that I didn't manifest, I'm like, oh, manifestation doesn't work. But usually I think, I believe everything that I have is through manifestation. What? Say it.
Okay, I'm just gonna push back on manifestation.
And we're going to have to fight against her.
You just fight me on this.
Okay.
But basically, like
Get the
I
gloves.
read this because I kind of feel similarly where, like I'm like this happened to me. I swear in my heart like it's because I thought it, I believed it, and now it's happening, right? But this is what I read about manifesting. It says basically, it's all about privilege, luck, and timing. Like it's by all means, think positively, believe in yourself, follow your dreams, work hard. Because a positive attitude and optimistic outlook will never be a bad choice and will only ever serve you well in your life and your relationships. But
Let her finish. Man.
but it kind of really is like a false reality to soothe us during difficult times because manifesting things. I want you to think of the family whose daughter was killed tonight.
What?
Imagine.
Ooh, do I know?
Just imagine saying that to them. I want you to think of people whose family members have been diagnosed with cancer and tell them they didn't think positively enough, and that's why this has happened.
I don't believe in that though. I don't believe that.
Yeah. And so we can't control a huge portion of life.
My friend Robert's got a fire argument. I'm ready to hear it. I don't know.
Bad things can happen to good people. Good things happen to bad
Life
people.
happens. Life happens.
People can work their whole lives with passion and integrity and still never make it to where they want to.
I agree.
And it's so I there are parts of manifestation that I think like are true. Like if you think positively and you direct your mind in that direction, clearly it's things are bound to happen for you. But
it's the same thought of God, right? Like, if you look at like, a school shooting, for instance, right? You think to yourself, there's no way there's a God. Why would that happen? There's no lessons to be taught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a fucking terrible thing, right? But it's like, I still believe it in God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel it. It's a feeling, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I see it working in my life, you know what I mean? So it's like, life happens. I mean, when Christians go, I'm not a Christian, but they're like, you know what I mean? Well, there's a reason why that happened. We don't know God's mystery. There's a mystery. I don't know those things. There's a million mysteries in life that I'll never figure out, right? But it's a feeling. Go ahead, Robert.
I want him to defend your
Bobby.
take on
government.
We're in court, Bobby. Come on. Say
Okay.
That was a weird sweat.
All right. Anyway.
And by the way, I'm not disagreeing with the idea of manifestation. I just think that like sometimes like, like I grew up in a third world country and there's certain things that I've seen. I'm like, people work hard here. They do all of the right things. They are good, pious people who like really have this like faith in their life that things are going to get better. And then
But can I say something? I'm going to let the main attorney talk for a second, but
your main attorney.
the main attorney's going to say, but let me just say something. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Is that like, I know the kind of upbringing you've had, right?
Okay.
Violent, painful. You guys came to America, right?
Yeah.
And you guys had no money, right?
I got
and you guys
fisted by my family doctor.
Okay, you don't have to say the fisted part, right?
Okay.
That's deep.
Yeah, it was deep. He
Wait,
did it really
it
deep.
went so far?
He went no, I'm kidding.
You kind of lobbed it up.
Sorry. Thanks for the lob. But my point is that, but so you've had, right? But can I say something? When I first met you, before I even contacted you on Tinder, we've been on Tinder.
Fire.
I went back into your like account, right? And you were always doing sketches, and you were always doing like trying to DJ. You know what I mean?
What?
You did sketch comedy.
Hey, y'all got
and you were a
popcorn?
DJ?
Excuse me?
You got some popcorn?
Yeah, you would do some scene with Gardo. There was one scene where you were doing with a jump
Wait, you
rope.
did sketch comedy?
I did not.
And you were a DJ?
Yeah.
I know.
A DJ?
And I saw another thing where you had bought Gardo had bought a DJ thing, right? And you guys
George,
were
you
like,
have to cut
look at
this out.
Not to cut it out. It's a fact, right? So you've always wanted to do something creative. I think you were a dreamer.
Well,
And go ahead. Go
Be a
ahead.
dreamer.
but to your point, when I was this
You manifested it. Let's
when
go. Let's
I
go.
was in the when I was in the thick of my family dysfunction, when I was getting my ass beat regularly, when I was being diddled by uncles who weren't supposed to diddle me, I remember just completely dissociating. And there's this area in my city called Fuente Osmeña, and that's where all the billboards were. And I remember just looking at one. It was a guest billboard, and I remember thinking like, I'm going to be something. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to be something. I'm going to be something. So yes, I do believe that, you can't obviously just manifest things into existence, but you can believe it hard enough that your body just naturally moves in a way to get you
That's
there,
what we mean.
right? But it doesn't happen for everybody.
There's a reason.
There we go, dog. Go get it. Get it.
So manifestation, what I believe is with persistence, determination, realism, and wanting success more than your next breath, a person can literally attain anything. I believe this. I'm a person who's come from absolutely nothing, poverty. My house was a third world country. That's like what it was like where I lived. You know what I mean? I ain't saying it's that deep, but I'm saying like hunger, no money, nothing, pain, devastation, nothing. I had nothing. We had nothing.
Get her.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to get her.
Dude, why are you getting her so hard right now, dude?
No. What I'm saying is there's another part of this. So for years, I would always go persistence, determination, realism. Because I never was like, oh, I want to be a rapper, y'all. Boats and bitches and hoes and that. Like, I never thought that. I was like, you know what? This is a very big space. And Alan Watts said, anything you can be interested in, you will find others who are. And look how I look, man.
You look
like,
great.
No, I'm saying like...
You look cute. We know.
Cute as fuck.
I'm black, but I look white. I don't fit in. I like science fiction and anime and like all this nerdy shit and hip hop. And on my come up, everybody just clowned me. I would talk about my emotions and my feelings, and they made fun of it. But I knew, I was like, there is a space for this, and there are people out there. So the biggest factor there when thinking about myself as a brand and creating something larger than myself, the big piece there is realism. So to be realistic in your goals and what you want. So to be one of the biggest rappers ever, which I'm one of the biggest rappers ever. I had a goal of how to attain that. But there's another thing here, and then I want to get on the quote unquote negative aspect of it. There's another thing that I then realized only recently in my early 30s, that a person needs to be prepared for it. They need to literally be willing to know and understand, because it is a language. Success, manifestation, it is a language. And I could sit here and tell the viewers and the listeners, all you have to do is have persistence, determination, realism, and want success more than your next breath. And they could go, okay. And they could understand that. But to know what that means as a successful person, to know that you have to put everything into that and be ready is another thing. So when it comes to negativity, I don't think that a little girl dying of cancer has anything to do with manifestation. But I do personally, and that's no slight, but I do personally believe that our negative thoughts also manifest. And there is a difference between an intrusive thought like, oh shit, I might go bankrupt, or oh fuck, I hope my little baby doesn't fall all the way down the stairs and hurt himself. There's a difference between like those thoughts that are fleeting and we go, that could happen, but let's not focus on it. There are people who focus on it. They focus on being broke. They focus on the negative aspects of their life, because I was one of those people. I've done it, and I've lived in the negativity and just watched it consume me, and nothing was happening. And I was blaming everything wrong in my life on somebody else, or because of this, and if only. And when I stopped doing that, when I stopped comparing myself to others, and when I stopped manifesting negative energy and I focused on the positive that was in my life, I saw a complete and utter change. I think there is a difference between manifesting the lives that we always dreamed of, i.e. yourself in entertainment, because you're snapping, girl, get it.
Thank you.
And then a little boy dying of leukemia. I do think that there's a difference there. And I think some things happen and we can't explain them. And very much so, like me coming up and making it out of my situation, I can't explain it, and I don't need to explain it. It is what it is, whether it's beautiful or whether it's heart-wrenching and sucks, but we got to keep it pushing.
Yeah.
We rest our case.
I don't know about that. No, because I'm not hating.
Verdict.
He's not trying to loop with you.
We rest our case. Verdict.
So I just think there's a language. I think manifestation is real, because check this shit out. Let's really think about this. You guys, so where'd you get that Kill Bill poster? Outside, the big one, the fucking
With
tall
the-
one.
One of my
Uma
favorite.
Thurman?
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's the first thing I saw when I walked in here.